Hey guys, I'm gonna preview with you this open beta test video in order to just see how much of the changes they will expose between the last closed beta test to this new open beta test. Hopefully a lot of things has changed. I've watched this once before, but I didn't go too in-depth with it. So I'm gonna play and pause the video, just talk about the things that I think are really interesting. Starting off the fact was that, look at that, look at those. Are those colors on Panther right there? Ooh, I'm not a big fan of the new sort of like default colors that they changed on some of these mechs. Like Panther having blue and red on it, that looks kind of not good, you know? Now some of these other ones look pretty good, but some of these are like the default colors, some of these are not. So it's weird which one they're actually choosing. But as you can see here, oh fuck, I went too far. Oh, was that in the back? Was that in the back? Oh, look at it. It's glorious. I think they will explain more. Well, they actually won't explain anything, but it's a new striker, and same thing on the one on the right there. That's Stego. That's already on the website. It's a super cool explosive mech. And they're gonna talk about it later down in the video. But first thing, the maps. I don't think they actually added any new maps. It's literally all just the same maps that we've seen before. The Sky City, I Am Minsro, it's a sandstorm. By the way, I hate that sandstorm. There's the sinkhole map. I don't know how to pronounce that first part. Crab. I can pronounce that. It's the Mercury shipyards, and it's a pretty neat little push the car mode. And the Blanca Observatory is a good map as well. No real new maps here, and I think they might show off maybe the 3v3 modes. Oh nope, never mind. No 3v3 modes for us. Oh yeah, first thing, this is the basic, you know. The basic combat movement techniques are showing off here. Dashing has always been in the game, but the melee, the melee executions are freaking cool. So in the last version of Saw, we only saw like a listness, or the last version I saw, we only saw a listness was the combat executions. But now they've added probably Panther, and then maybe later down the line we'll see a Welkin execution. The energy changes here are really good because it is super easy for mechs in the past, like Inferno here, to like get energy back from their abilities and just stay in the air forever, right? So reducing energy consumption for all these mobility stuff really helps, so that we don't like make so many mechs that just stay in the air forever, which is super good. But I'm sorry, we'll be able to counter the mechs that can stay in the air forever, which I think they also nerfed on the Inferno. As you can see, they're no longer getting energy back from dashing, after dashing, when consuming it. This is something that Inferno had before, where if you see the bar going down, it used to recharge while you're hovering, while you're consuming. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Looks like this ability only does the damage boost in the air now, which is a kind of a huge change for Inferno, and we'll see how that plays out, and maybe that really nerfs them into the ground. But I still think that it is enough of a damage dealer to stay on its own. Now the jumping thing, great change all around. Nobody likes getting stuck on the bottom of the sinkhole map. The target lock-on range thing is pretty good, just because, well, there's that, you know, battle royale mode, and that map is huge, so having that lock-on bonus is really good. Oh, dashing. Yeah, so it's a little bit of a change where downward cleaves are super good now, because they actually like damage the so called fluid armor. So they changed. There used to be like a bunch of shields right? They've now changed it so that, like, you see that blue bar that's on the top? That's the quote-unquote armor bar now. It used to be called, like, hardened shield or something like that in the closed beta, and essentially it's a melee and range shield. So armor is probably the best protection in the game because it counters both melee and ranged. But it looks like now you will be able to do a lot of damage with that, which is good. And being able to avoid parry or parry more, it's kind of good. There's a lot of interactions with that. What I don't like about the parry system in the game right now is that melees are really hard to, like, counter each other with. Let me just go back for a second. But in the closed beta, or this system in general, parrying really, really sucks because it means that melee strikers can't kill each other very well. They can damage each other, sure, but most times you would see like a Panzer and a Listeners go back and forth on a duel because they just keep parrying each other, and it requires another teammate in order to intervene and to sort of like resolve that situation that they have. It essentially means that a Panther and a Listeners fighting each other in melee is absolutely fucking pointless, and it's probably more worthwhile that they chase other targets, or for, let's say, the Listeners to use its guns against Panther. Because, or, you know, like, if you want to keep the other melee combatant tied up, the parrying is absolutely the way to go. But there are so many times where like melee is super punishing to go into other melees with, and that's a very interesting thing because there's a lot of other stuff that will also counter melees with shield parries. But also love the visuals. Mechabreak's visuals are just killer. Like, it looks so fucking good for a game that is relatively small in size too, compared to some of the other games that we've really seen on the market right now. Yeah, everything is upgraded. It looks great. No problems with that. Essentially, this is just an overall better upgrade in the open beta, and you can see like they're even adding more quality of life things. And this is okay. This is huge. Check this out. Manual aiming against Hurricane. This is a thing that we complained about in the closed beta, and maybe even a little bit before that, for so long, because Hurricane essentially negates. Well, it just negates snipers because you have to lock on to that little decoy thing. Well, now you can set a keybind and just manual aim, which firstly does nerf Hurricane quite a bit against players of higher skill caliber. However, I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work on Xbox, because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be releasing on Xbox, and I don't think there's any way that you're gonna be able to get a controller that are able to like bind that key. You know, like there's not enough buttons on a controller to allow you to bind that. Maybe on like the D-pad or something like that, if you're a real hardcore sniper player. But yeah, I have no idea how they're going to be able to pull this off on Xbox. But it is a super good buff for PC, obviously. Oh yeah. Yeah! Yeah! Look at that. Yeah! Kind of janky, but still kind of sick. I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this so much. Oh my god. Okay. Not only does dying feel frustrating already, especially if you're a Falcon right now, especially if you're a flying player, because we will talk about that, how Panther is just so good. So good with the changes. If you're a Falcon player and a Panther player does this, and you see on that screen their like freaking avatar does the finger wag at you, I would be tilted beyond belief. If I was a salary man coming back home and trying to play a little bit of Mechabreak to enjoy my day, and I come home and I fucking see this bitch right there wag their finger at me, I would be incredibly pissed. And I wouldn't be able to take it anymore. I would like insanely lose it. But jokes aside, this is not something that I support, because I feel like it brings a lot of toxicity into the game. Like kill what's it called? Kill cams are good because it teaches you about your mistakes. Kill animations are cool for your end, but having your avatar directly like taunt the other people is insanely toxic, in my opinion, and will lead to a lot of bad interactions. But maybe that's just me. Also, so this is really weird, and it gives me a little bit of hope, but it also feels really weird because so Welkin have had a lot of loadouts in this game. In the other tests I've seen, we've also seen the bazooka in a different shape, but we haven't seen like the butterfly cutters, right? In the last beta that we've seen is we've seen the two bazookas strap onto the arms, and we saw a laser on the back. But now we see boomerang drones that are essentially sword bits from Gundam. They're like funnels. That's insanely cool. But sorry, I just gotta pause a little. Keep going back to it. And it gives me a little bit of hope that you would be able to pick your loadouts on at least some mechs, because this really feels like something that's interchangeable. I mean, why take out the laser for this, right? Where did that laser go? It was a great anti-air tool, but now they decided, oh, we're not going to do that anymore. What about the dual bazookas? They had better fire rate than the one that is here right now. So what happened to that? Are we ever going to see that again? That's a lot of speculations that I'm making right now, and it gives me hope that maybe there will be some loadouts for specific mechs that we can play around with, especially with the Welkin, because they've already shown like different loadouts in the past with. And also the Elysinus. Hopefully, maybe the Elysinus can change out its primary weapon, because that rifle sucks ass. So I'm just really hoping right there. You know, I want these mechs to be better and cooler. And if the Welkin becomes the multi-weapon loadout platform, I'm totally fucking cool with it. It is a really sick mech, specializing in melee. Kind of a tank buster in a lot of ways. So we shall see how this goes. I am excited to get hands-on with it. But speaking about tanks, we gotta talk about this. We have got to talk about this. Stego. Oh boy. So Stego is something that I had the displeasure of playing already. It's cool in a sense where, like, you know, having cancer is cool. This thing it's a difficult unit to balance. Oh, also look at that, look at those projectile animations on the shield. That is sick. But it's a difficult thing to balance because it's essentially, right, a mobile turret. It's a mobile turret that does a lot of AoE damage to a lot of targets at once, and it's super hard to kill because of both of its shields and also because of this, the jamming haze diffuser. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the most powerful skills, defensive skills, ever to be given to any striker in this game, because it both blocks lock on, as you can see here, the Tricera on the left, he can't lock on. He can't see anybody in there. Even if you hit somebody in there, you won't be able to really like track them through the cloud. And you can see on the right, you can regenerate shields inside, and you can see outside of it. You and your allies can see outside of the smoke screen, and your enemies can't. Now, why is this OP? Why is this OP? Imagine if you had 2 ultra heavies or a sniper inside that shield. Because by the way, the Stego can deploy its bigger shield, the stasis shield, inside of that cloud, adding on an extra layer of protection. And melees in the cloud can't log on to Stego in order to properly melee him, because you know, I don't know if they've shown it off yet. They might not have shown off yet, so I'm just gonna say it outright. You know, they added an assault boost, you know, assault boosting from Armored Core 6 into this game. So when you're in that Stego cloud, we'll go back to it. All right, check this out. Check this out. You're in that Stego cloud. You're a melee. You can accidentally just assault boost your way out of that cloud without ever hitting the Stego, because your lock-on would be like directed towards somebody else, or like you're just swinging, and the first swing of your melee typically is like a dash attack, right? It's like, this thing is insane. And if the damage wasn't tweaked from the playtest that I had, then Stego will break the game. Like, for real, Stego will break the game. And I really don't want that to happen. So I'm really hoping that they nerfed a lot of its kit, or at least its damage. But I don't think it did. I don't think they did, because if you look at the missile damage, all right, watch the ellipsis. Okay, I'm pointing, my cursor is where the ellipsis is. Look at this little thing, okay? Watch that shield. Watch that shield. Watch those wrist rockets. Bam! From one ability. That was like, okay, maybe 2. That was like 2 salvos. 3. It's gone. It's gone. And that wasn't even the primary target of those missiles. Ugh. This thing is insane. Now, Ulysses does have like less health than some other strikers, but it's like insanely damaging as a unit. So, whew, I am cautious at the Stego's release, but I am excited because maybe we'll figure out different ways to counter it when there's more people playing it. So I'm praying, I'm hoping, I'm crossing my fingers here. If I had fingers on my avatar, I would be crossing them right now. But yeah, you know, cool gameplay stuff. Look at those boomerangs go. I guess the welcome game plan is extremely close range now, with his boomerangs able to kind of like help DP as heavier targets in close range and in the box. So we shall see. Oh, look at the this is the assault boost function that I was talking about, where like the Panther is able to sort of like massively dash boost towards the enemy. And maybe they talked about it in the beginning and I just didn't know. Oh, look at that. Okay, so what oh god, oh no, he never stood a chance. Wait, he wasn't this low when, okay, wait, look, full health of listeners. Okay, he's going in. Okay, he gets stasis shield, he gets pushed out. Is this not the same clip? Wait, it's not the same clip. Oh, they used, that's really interesting that they didn't use the same clip as perspectives, but they like remade it in the same area, except now the listener's health was just lower. That's super interesting. But anyways, it blows listeners up. Like, look at this damage. Wait, what in the hell? Look at the Inferno and the amount of little PP damage his lasers can put out versus the massive Stego damage that people are. Okay, well that laser did not do a little bit of damage. All right, I take that back. That was a boosted laser. Okay, it was still a lot of damage. Okay, Killas look good as always. I wish we had the gray and orange back, but hey, you can always paint it. Look at the Narukami, please get this Narukami, get rid of wrecked. Pew. Pew. No, they're ignoring the sniper. She's right there. She's right there. Stop shooting at the tank. No. Oh yeah, and this is gonna be sick, by the way. Oh man, that is awesome. And Chris is here to talk about a lot of the game, and I'm super excited for this. I met Chris at San Francisco Sing, super cool guy. Really only got to shake his hand like once, but he's a really earnest dude in that he loves mechas and he wants this game to really succeed. And like, what's it called? I think the team actually pushed back against, like, you know, heavy monetization or something. Well, maybe that's just speculation, because the monetization in the close beta testing was like, you know, super free to play and stuff like that. But now whenever I see Mechabreak on my Steam library, I can't play it, but at least now there's like a little purchasing button and stuff like that, which is super cool. And also, yeah, I really like this change. The energy change is super good. I enjoy the fact that energy recharges faster, and I enjoy the fact that you actually have to super manage your gauge. However, there is a thing that I need to try out, because in the close beta test, I had the opportunity to really stress test the game with a couple of people, and we figured out that all of the mechas have like practically the same movement speed, even when boosting, and that dashing and sprinting in at least the closed beta test did not make any difference in how much ground you cover. So I am really hoping that it is different here. And it looks like, you know, Chris he's talking, he's talking about dash attacks and energy. Oh yeah, this is the assault boost. Hell yeah, adding in assault boost to melees, an excellent idea, my sir. However, and I have to mute you again, I'm sorry, Chris. However, giving assault boost to melees, you know what that does for air units? Oh, look at that falcon! No, the fucking, it just died. It just died. Oh. So yeah, watch out for this when you're going to the open beta. Melee units are insanely good at aerial combat now, just because assault boost takes them so far, and it doesn't actually drain that much energy. In order to do so, it's probably more efficient to assault boost against virtually anything than multi-dashing towards it. I know that dashing does break lock-on, so maybe that's one of the only reasons where you would like not assault boost towards your enemy, but like the assault boosting is so efficient and so fast that air units like the Sky Raider and the Falcon just can't keep up sometimes. And you get run down by Alyssnus and Panther in the air, which is kind of an insane thing to say, but like, holy shit, man. Also, yeah, the melee lock-on thing, it's gonna be a huge nerf to Hurricane. All right, let's go back a little bit there, Chris. Bro, please show me. Yes, thank you. Okay, look at this. So you've always been able to manually aim sniper rifles in this game. You can manually aim pretty much all the weapons, except for melee in this game, because melee needs that tracking in order to hit the target. You can manually aim melee with directional inputs, but it's not refined. It's very, very rough. And being able to do this as like a Narukami or an Achilles against Hurricane just feels unfair, because one of the biggest draws of Hurricane is that it's able to stop this long range damage. And maybe that's a good way to, you know, buff snipers. But like, holy hell, Hurricane stock's going down because it's not, the manually aiming option is not very good versus literally anybody else. Maybe Tricera a little bit, but literally everything else. Okay, and he's talking about Stego. Stego is ridiculous. Stego is, I mean, I've already talked about this, but Stego is ridiculous. He's talking about like finding cover. What cover? It's not enough cover on some of these maps. Like, for example, he's talking about finding cover against Stego in like a situation like this. Like, well, where's the cover? And also, if you're in cover, you can't freaking fire at him. And if you fire at him back, he has the shield and the EIC haze. The EIC haze! Just watching it is giving me a freaking brain aneurysm. I'm maybe a little bit doomer mode on Stego, but I think it just had such a big impact on me that and other players that like we were just not having it. We eventually like, oh no, no, we were just not having it. Yippee! Yeah, he's talking about the Steam page and stuff like that. How to again, PINAKA is. Let me talk a little bit about that just before we run out of time here. I want to get that sweet image. Where it is? List the Oh, please give it to me. Boom. Okay, got it. Nice. So this thing, it has to be a support or it's so Jover. Is like, this has to be a support because Mechabreak is lacking severely in supports in his gameplay right now. It only has one, that's Illuminate, and Illuminate does everything a support does. It does the healing, it does the AoE sort of like harassment, it does the energy regen, right? It literally has to do every support role in the game, and I'm hoping that PINAKA is going to be a support, because if it isn't, if PINAKA is not a support, I'm gonna be so incredibly sad. Hopefully, from the limited test image that we had over here, you can see there's a bit of like lightning on it. Maybe like is that like a fist, or maybe that's its arm stretching outwards right there, right? I'm hoping that it's able to give other people either energy or maybe manipulating the EIC storm a little bit like that. Maybe, you know, give me a little Zenyatta gameplay. I like Zenyatta in Overwatch or something. Like, give me energy regen, or slowing down the energy regen of the opponent to counter the melees a little bit, or like, you know, generating a mini EIC storm in the area, a little bit of area denial. regenning the shields of allies a bit so that we have a bit of more tankiness against range attacks like Stego's heavy amount of range attacks. We need something, just something in order for like a second support to work, because I think that, you know, we have a lot of damaging mechs already. We have a lot of tanks already. We need something to be able to support the team and not just have everything be kill, especially because, you know, kill timers are kind of long in this game, and being killed off in a team game like this really hurts. So I'm really hoping that PINAKA is going to be something more than your typical damage dealer. And if I'm wrong, well, sucks. But if I'm right, that really would round out the roster quite a lot. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. And I know that a lot of the other testers think that there should be another support in this game. And I personally want Illuminate to be destroyed and torn apart into several different mechs, because I think her kit is overloaded with a lot of supportive abilities. I think in the previous tests, like, it just does everything. So you have to have one. And if you have to have one in every team, then it is the most overpowered thing in the game. I don't know if that logic tracks. I think it does. I think that it makes sense that if it is the one thing that can heal in this entire freaking game, or one thing that can support, sorry, in this entire game, then every team is going to be forced to pick it, regardless of its like actual viability, because it is so important on every team comp. It will just be like must pick, especially with how shields and everything works. You can like regen, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can actually even play a little bit back now. I know that earlier you weren't able to play back very much, since for example, we had a lot of melees, we had a Sing, we only had Tricera as a tank. We weren't able to play back, but now we have Stego, we have Hurricane, we have all of these like meaty mid-rangers that can take up some of the points, and it's coming together. This game is really coming together. I love the new changes, and I'm hoping for release, hopefully like maybe 2-3 more mechs and a couple of more maps. These maps are really impressive. However, I don't want to be playing them all the time. There's only really like 5 here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's only 5 maps here. Each is its own game mode, but I want some more variety, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that's about it for this preview. I've talked for a long time, and most of that was rambling, so I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Maybe watch the Destiny Gundam Spec 2, the Seed Freedom movie again. But yeah, thank you for checking it out. I'm holding a give out of Mechabreak codes if you haven't gotten one already in my Discord. So come check that out. I will be able to get you a code, hopefully, up to like 20 to 50 people or 25 to 50 people. So if you don't have one, come check it out in the Discord below. If you're wondering how to, get signed up for this beta, I have other videos on it, whatever. And I'll be streaming this game when I am able to. Probably not the first day that it drops. I have D&D because D&D is awesome and I'm the DM. But probably the rest of the weekend and the rest of the days. So thanks for coming on. If you're at the end of the video, hey, you're pretty cool. And I will catch you later. But first, you need to get some water, touch some grass. It's been like almost 40 minutes. Go do that. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Ciao.